Good evening, afternoon, and or morning, Blood Bowl fans. Today is time for the weekly recap. We are going into Week 7. I'm here with Gengar, the coach of High Sales, and a staircase. It's time to talk about some Blood Bowl.
The coach of high sales, also called Vanitcha.
The coach of High Sales. You all get your
Well,
own
it's better than
names.
it's better than calling someone a staircase.
They
So-
called
Yeah,
themselves
that's
the
pretty harsh.
staircase. It wasn't my idea. I didn't come up with staircase. I was sitting there and they're like playing a video game and they're all of a sudden like, "Hey, a staircase wants you dead," and I was like, "That's really weird."
Wait, it was Full Metal? God damn it!
I was like, "Why does a staircase want me dead? This doesn't make any sense." And he was like, "I don't know, but they put money on your head," and I was like, "Wow, that's really rude, staircase."
I paid £2.50 for that, and it was worth it.
Well, now it also gave you a new name of staircase.
Damn it!
I hope that £2.50 plus new name was worth it. All
Well,
right.
he could be somewhere a staircase in the REL. You know, the staircase to success for other people. Just gotta step on him.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that hurts.
True. I'm right down there near the bottom.
That burns. That burns me, and I've even by the bottom, and I'm like, oh man. All right.
I'm a nice person.
Yeah, I can tell. You radiate all that love and sunshine off of you.
And salt.
And salt. Careful.
I'm still mourning for that Yeti. Okay.
You're getting old. That sodium levels can cause heart disease. Oh man. All right. Let's start off with Division 1 today. So, our top four are Kool-Aid, who's kicking butt and taking names. Luminous, who's kind of sad because he's got a draw. Horny Cricket, who's also doing really well. And then Mr. Mike right under him. Odin's Bard is right behind, which is really awesome. Since he was a fresh roll.
I'm surprised that there is like actually a fresh roll up there.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
And the fact that the Game of Roses is not up there yet. But I think the Game of Roses, they still need to play a match, don't
Yeah,
they?
they have to play Crimson Pride. I don't think they've played yet.
Yeah, but they haven't
But they
posted
can,
anything.
They can take fourth place, I think, if they win. But I don't know if either of the coaches are around.
Well, on that note, it looks like both of them will be taking a draw and a strike because I have not seen any posts nor been able to get in contact with them.
A
So-
few coaches are like missing this week.
Benashar is back.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well,
I think it's because of vacations and people are just forgetting to post their vacation schedules, which is a dumb thing to do.
yeah. Such is life. That's why there's two strikes instead of just an instant kick.
Well, you know, if they're on vacations for 2 weeks, they're fucked.
That's true. That's true. Such is life. They knew the rules when they were getting into this. They knew what was going on.
I think that's why my other division is actually having a summer break.
There's a couple teams that I'm surprised about right now. Tilly is dropped quite a bit fallen from grace, and so has the provocative protagonist. They have both fallen quite hard from grace.
The Handsome Jacks are still out there, and they still have a chance, which I'm pretty happy about.
Yeah. I'm stoked. I'm really happy for this team. I want to see them do well. I also want to see Spoony Bard's team do well too. I mean, I know I beat the living bejesus out of his team, but still.
And then there is this like dwarf team called the Texas Tryhards. Like I don't see them doing anything this season.
Hey, it doesn't matter. They've won twice.
Yeah, they'll
Huh?
finish above me.
They used to as a staircase.
I have
I'm-
not. I haven't get to play them. I get to play them at the end of the year.
I'm at least on the first page now, because beforehand I just lost every single game until I got my free win, so even Harlequin was put above me in the table.
Yeah, but you're playing Batonian, so I'm going to ask you this straight up. Are you fouling every turn with a peasant on 28%?
I'm trying to. It's the only way.
The question
Because-
is though. The teams that have been winning, it's a chaos team. How developed is that team?
You want?
Oh, it's a scary
Chaos win-
team.
Chaos winning 5 games, 5-1. That's kind of good.
Well, one of their games was against me, so that was a walk in the park, probably. He was a really nice coach to play against,
Hello.
actually. despite me fouling his claw piece like 5 times until it was off the pitch, he was pretty cool about it all.
Yeah, but he's got quite the developed team.
Okay, so you got one monster, you got one normal puncher, one blodger, which is like, the fuck, and then like
You
a
want
goat, which
that.
can...
It makes them safer.
It does. It keeps them upright.
And the thing
But
is, he also has an elf cosplaying as a Chaos Warrior.
Yeah.
Elf and Chaos Warrior armor.
Yep, that's I think one of the best units he has because he has a goat with extra movement which can bring the ball to him, and then he just casually strolls it in.
Yeah, yeah.
That goat also has some good skills. So if he gets sure hands or an extra arm or something like that on that character, it would round out both pickup and offense.
I'm surprised that he doesn't have sure hands yet.
You don't really need it if you have agility 4.
It's
Not,
good
not
point.
that much. It happens. It happens that you fuck up the pickup and
but-
stuff, but
You're not going to put your Chaos Warrior on the back to just pick up the ball. I mean, you're gonna put a Beastman there and do that job, and he doesn't have an Agility 4 Beastman. That Agility 4 Chaos Warrior is also going to be on the front line, trying to punch people and take nades.
true.
If I remember right, his Minotaur has also been pretty poor for him too. I think apparently he's got 3 SPP. Did he get a touchdown with the Minotaur at some point?
No, the Minotaur
Yes.
succeeded the pass.
No, he got a touchdown. He got a
Oh
touchdown.
god.
Yeah, it was on my game. I think I had like 3 people left on the pitch, and a kick went out of bounds. So we gave it to the minnow.
This is also interesting. He has a Dirty Player Beastman, which I always find something to be like...
It can work in your favor if you're lucky.
The
If
thing
you,
is...
if you get one more skill on him, so he gets the other one sneaky git, he has a really good foul piece.
Yeah,
and
but-
Beastmen are pretty cheap, so you could have like one extra, and it looks on his roster that he has
There's-
12 players.
This is why I'm skeptical about it, because they're like 60k for one, where like a peasant is 40k and a human is 50k, meaning the foul piece by itself is already 80k instead of the like usual 60 or 70 that you're going to throw at people to get, like, you know, if you have a foul piece with 30 player, that's 70k, and if you want to get an elf off, just a standard elf, that's 70k, so you don't really do losses. But if you have an 80k fouling piece, it's already a little bit like more restricted to like higher targets of fouling. Like you can't go bananas anymore. It's like I have to think about who I foul, and I don't like thinking.
Well, I was just gonna say that the second I stop thinking, my season of having few injuries is gonna end.
Yeah. I was about to say, so you gotta keep your head in the game 24/7. All right, let's get back on topic. Hop onto the leaderboard. So Tilly did take a loss this week. So did the provocative protagonist.
Are they on vacation?
I'm pretty sure Tilly played either Horny Crickets or Eisenmike. He played another lizard.
No, he
team.
played Eisenmike and
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
took a 3-0.
Who
So it was
who
a
has
rough.
like news or something in the background?
But
It's-
Eisenmike is.
It's football. It's
Yeah, there will be some football in the background. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you hear some background sounds, just me.
yeah. Eisenmike totally pulled a Cinderella story out of his hat when he 3-0 with Tilly. Provocative.
Look at Mike, his team. That's not a Cinderella story. That's actually a pretty legit team.
That skink is disgusting.
Is he compared to Provocative? Let's
Oh,
see.
he's got probably one of the most disgusting skinks in the league.
Let's take a look. Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
That
Oh.
AG4 skink.
Oh,
There.
with sidestep and sprint. Yeah, I could totally see that. I'm pretty sure I have a bounty up on him, so that's all right.
And I mean, he has a guard lizard, which okay, it's a little bit overkill. But in this league, it actually isn't overkill because having so many lizards.
All the other lizards, yeah. Lizards are becoming the new humans in this league. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good team, but compared to Tilly, I think they're about on par. Because I mean, he's got sure feet.
That's Zakari.
Oh, shoot. Whoops.
Takari has an even better Lizardman team.
Look at this. Yeah, he's got a good team too. They all have good teams. He doesn't have an
He
agility
doesn't
4
have
though.
a skink.
Yeah.
Is that
just skink
an
4.
armor value 8 skank?
Yes.
Kill it with fire. Kill it.
Why?
Because he's their
Why?
blitzer with dauntless, block, and sidestep.
More or less, if you look about on boards like, say, the BB Tactics and stuff, most of the time they talk about receivers and other characters like that, and catchers and similar. They basically say that most catchers by default are very good at catching the ball. For example, almost all elf catchers are really good at catching the ball. So why would you want to build them in a way that make them better at catching the ball when you could make them have more than one purpose?
Oh, I agree.
Most of the time, they become ball hawks or markers, giving them stuff like blodge and
Blodge guard.
and what the guard if you can.
Yeah.
That's hard to get at times, but like shadow and tackle and stuff. Like you can do so much damage.
This is the reason why human catches now actually have a very meta spot.
Yeah, because of the armor value 8 that they've inherited.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do they have strength access?
I mean, I've seen in a few human teams now which are running 4 catches, pretty much like Skavens, and it's been working quite okay for them.
Yeah. Do they have strength access naturally, or is
I
that
don't
the
think
double
so.
jump?
I think it's agility and general.
Yes, it's agility in general, so it's GA access.
That's not unfortunate. If they had strength access, they'd probably be one of the best catchers in the game. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the best catchers are not in the game yet.
No.
Pro
Heck
elf
no.
catchers
Pro elf
for the win.
catchers for the win. Yeah, I agree.
No man, the Bretonians are here. Those are the best catches.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Well, I would say for the point value, what you get from buying the character, I would say the Bretonian Blitzers are the best catchers technically, but in performance of catching the ball and scoring touchdowns from like pass plays and like moving the ball fast up the pitch, I would say that the Bretonians lack quite a bit.
They're
Yeah.
more like a rugby
Actually-
team than a passing team, like
Yeah.
just like short lateral or backwards passes the whole time.
They could be so fucking useful, those Bretonian Blitzers, and they could be fucking scary monsters. If only they would have agility or strength access instead of fucking passing access.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Hey man,
I-
you gotta have a tier 3 team somewhere.
Yeah.
So that was their decision. They're like, that will be our tier 3 team we introduce.
Okay.
All right, so that's pretty much all I got to say for Division 1. I mean, the top 2 of the top players that I thought were going to be in the top 4 have taken a little bit of a fall. Granted, there's still plenty of
Okay.
weeks left.
And vacations as well, so I think they might be also taking vacations at the moment.
Well, they played their match, so I don't know. Yeah, no one
I
forfeited.
also love how they have like exactly the same TV value.
That seems to be the new meta. The new meta for the REL. 1750.
1000 Yeah, 1750.
All
Well, the
right.
Chaos also has 7040.
That's what
so
I'm
he's down
saying.
Below the meta.
That's the meta. It's like Dark
How
Souls.
does-
That's where you stop.
How does Odin's Bards look like, by the way? Sitting
take a
on
look.
1370, being such a competitor in this league.
Last time I
Okay.
checked, they licked their wounds pretty well.
Well, they
Oh,
got a concede against them this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they
were
got-
against Alpha Sigma, so they got the money to lick their wounds.
They got a
Right there.
free win this week, and they were able to replace some players that were previously beat up.
Okay, this is looking pretty interesting already. So they got 2 guard runners, which is 2 doubles, which is really nice.
Yep.
They can get blotch anytime they want because they got the agility access. They got another guard on Berserker, which I find questionable. Why the fuck would you take the fun away from a Berserker piece? But that's his team. And then you got a Mighty Blow Berserker for obvious reasons.
Yep, a block Bear Man.
I would take guards, but you know, Bearmans are good with block as well.
Yeah.
I think that the reason you take things like that is if the Berserker becomes out and goes out of bounds or like in a position where he's not that good, where he is in a shitty position, he still gives helping actions to those around him. So if he sends in
Yeah.
people to assist him, you will have problems. For example, say that he walks into 3 people and you run 2 people over there. You will have strength advantage against almost every team. And the people, if they want to block successfully there, you have to move in 1 or 2 more people. So they have to commit a lot more than you have to actually fight against the Berserker if the Berserker does go into a shitty situation. Or if he has already used the Blitz action, he can actually assist a lot more.
But this is in general why the higher strength value people like Ulfwardners and Yetis are better god pieces. Like the next skill after Mighty Blow, obviously, because you need that for development.
Yeah.
My Yeti is going to get guard. My Ulfs are first learning guard and then block, because of just they have strength 4, they're harder to knock down, so I can use guard more. And I got a Freak Berserk, which is strength 4 now. Guess what? He's going to get guard first.
Keep in mind though that the Berserkers have jump up. That they have jump up, right?
Yeah.
In that case, if they get knocked down and like knocked away, they are in an entirely different position to reposition.
Yeah, this is the reason why it's awesome that it's like 2 runners got both doubles and both guards, because they can learn jump up.
Yeah. And get a dodge as well, making them
Yeah.
a very movable guard piece.
Yep. They will be really awesome pieces once they get a little bit of development because of those double guards.
Well, let's take a quick look then at the coming up matches and talk about what they what kind of strengths and weaknesses they're going to be facing. Right off the bat, Pastry Pest Luminous gets a free bye week, so that's going to be just gravy
Yeah.
for him. Odin's Bard is going to be up against Cricket's O'Horny, and that's going to be a tough one, but he will be getting a lot of inducements.
I think Odin's Bard goes against like Lizards for like the next few weeks, actually, if I'm remembering right. I think they've got a hard road.
Me and him both. We both. I play Provocative, and then I go to Cricket, and I think he goes from Cricket to Provocative, and then I end with Tilly. So we pretty much get to switch each other's opponents.
Fun.
I know, it's like wife swap without all the fun.
Anyway, but Odin's Bard also can get Wilhelm Cheney now with the inducements.
Oh yeah, he could definitely take with all that claw. Ooh.
That's double claw versus a lizard team then.
Oh yeah, that could go either way. He could be really dangerous then in this league.
Also, doesn't the Knights Hussein said knee get a bye week now because of Alpha
No,
Sigma?
he's
No,
gonna be back
he's gonna
on
be back.
Tuesday. We're gonna play like last minute.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have oodles of inducements, and I'm not gonna know what to do with them because I think I get like 700.
Bribe.
I'm just gonna, I don't. Last time I played with someone that had inducements, he took the Halfling Chefs.
I'm thinking of that because he's got 3 rerolls, right? So like, it could be really beneficial to me, especially because he's gonna dwarves and not have to use the rerolls a lot.
Having had a 600 TV team, I can tell you that the halflings only work like 30% of the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
The thing is, it's
So-
a high risk, high reward thing, and it's
Yeah.
better to take some stuff that you know you will have use for. Babes, Bribe,
Babes,
extra
Bribe,
reroll.
Wizard, and then Halfling Master Chef is the base I'm thinking of.
You could
We'll see
take a
after
star
that.
player also.
I was gonna
There are
say,
some
I'm not
star
sure
players
if
that
he's
are
got a
really
good star player that would help him.
I'm not sure about Bretonian star players. I've never used them before.
Don't
What?
the
They don't have
Bretonians
Zera.
also... I think they also get a new star player now called Willow.
Willow, is that a tree man?
Willow
No,
is basically a wood elf character.
All right, let's take a look. We're going to the star player page. Detour over to the
Willow
shop.
Willow is one of those Wood Elf star players which has that like disease where you turn into a tree, that real life disease.
Oh yeah, I've seen documentaries about that actually. It's really messed
Yeah.
up.
Wait, you can
Those are-
really
those
you
are
can
just-
turn into a tree?
Being a tree man is a real thing.
Oh my goodness, we can start a real Blood Bowl league. No, I don't see
see any-
Willow.
You just need genetics. You just need a few midgets to call them dwarfs. You just need a few tree people. Just genetically modify you humans, and you can go for it.
I don't see any Willow. I think someone's lied to me.
Now,
Well,
if this board is correct, Willow is a movement 5, strength 4, Agility 3, AV 8, Loner, Dauntless, Sidestep, Thick Skull.
Eh.
And he's only 150k.
Huh? I might try and get like the best thrower available to me and just hope the long bombs work, because I'm not beating my way through those dwarves. There's no way.
Dude, strength,
Hey,
strength for Dauntless is
But
Chuck,
strength
can
for
you-
Dauntless
you
against
like-
5 guard.
Well,
can he like hire your thrower for like a match?
I was gonna say, if it was me, you got two things to look out for. If he's got the home field advantage, which it looks like he
You
does,
can have the free bribe.
free
I
bribe,
know.
plus,
So-
yeah,
So he better start on offense the first half, or I'm gonna see a lot of that stupid death roller.
Yeah.
well, you're gonna see a lot of
Also-
that in fouls, probably.
One more interesting question: the transfer market was turned on, right?
The what? The transfer market
Trans-
can't be turned on
Yes.
until the league ends. They can't be running
Ah.
with the league on.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's not working.
And you can't transfer cross races.
It's fine. He can have all my peasants.
Yeah. Alright,
We just have to wait for Dungeon Ball 2.
let's just, yeah, Dungeon Bowl 2. Let's keep rolling. We got, let's see.
Crimson Pride versus the Slade Show. That will be an easy match for the Slade Show, sadly, because the humans are totally not developed. The
Yep.
New Day facing a Game of Roses. This will be an interesting match. Dota All-Stars versus Handsome Jacks. Till he can get revenge, but the Handsome Jacks do have some Lizard experience already, and they didn't do bad.
No,
They
no,
can
they,
get Malka talk again.
yeah, they played a pretty good game. The double ogre for the
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, maybe his ogre won't let him down this time.
Then we got the proactive protagonist with the strength 5 Lizardman and the edgy 4 Skank versus the Texas Tryhards. Just focus on killing him, Gamba.
Oh, that's all I'm
because
gonna do.
win.
No, I'm just gonna go for murder. Murder.
Quick, it's a Horny versus
Literally
Odin's
take a
Heart.
wizard
Oh, I might take a wizard. I don't know.
and
I'm
just
gonna see what I
electrocute
get.
him and foul him the second he hits the ground. Just that's the objective.
Ugh.
Quick is a Horny versus the Odin's Bard. Yeah, it's going to be hard for the Bards, but he can do his best.
think-
And then we have 2 Bioweeks. Alpha Sigma Sigma versus Knights of Set Me. That's going to be a slaughter.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your support.
I didn't say who was going to slaughter who. It's just going to be a slaughter in general.
All right, so let's jump over to Division 2. Soul of Dragonfire still taking the perfect season.
6-0-0.
Yep.
Okay, I'm calling Nuffle sacrifices right here. Like
Yeah.
he must have sacrificed his mom or something like that.
I would agree because he's still got all these boo-booed players.
He still has all those Nigglings. Is
Yeah,
that
I think he's got some new ones too.
is that a Niggling on the Yeti?
Yep, Smash Knee.
Come on, what's up with the same man?
I feel
Everybody
like-
niggles.
I feel like eventually, there's just gonna be one game and everyone's gonna die because of Niggle. Like one game will remove his entire team, but until then he'll do fine.
I can just see him coming on with a loads of TV, and I'll be also maybe barely into the because we're both in Division 2, so we'll maybe both be wild picks, and then we'll both be there. We'll be facing our first match together, and he'll have like 11 Nigglings, and I'll just have a normal team, and I'll do one fireball, and everybody's off the field.
Well, that's what I was
does
gonna
the rules
say.
What
Huh?
does the rules say about the entire team going injured?
What do you mean?
What happens if an entire team goes injured?
Nothing.
If you get tabled, you get tabled.
Yeah. Basically, I've already tabled a few teams already at like turn 14 and turn 12, and the only thing I got then is an open field where you can just run the ball in.
Yeah, well, let's say that in the first 8 turns, you injure the entire enemy team.
Yeah.
And then it rolls over to the second half. The enemy doesn't
Yeah.
have a single guy to
Yeah.
kick or anything.
No,
What
they can
happens?
just run in
goes
touchdowns.
on.
Yeah.
It just goes on.
Now, there is a rule in the game that apparently has been brought to my attention from the online rulebook. If you can't field enough players to put on more than the line of scrimmage, you can concede without the concession rules.
That's true. That's not something which is in the game, though.
Yeah, so unfortunately that's a tabletop rule, but it is not in the actual video game. Normally you'd be able to concede at that point and you'd still get your MVP, your money. So,
try and salvage your team.
Yeah, unfortunately for the video game, I'm pretty sure you just gotta sit there and watch them run touchdowns in over and over and over again until the game's over.
I don't know. There are a few things that I didn't know about the game on PC that actually is in the game.
Oh,
For example, if you play the game and you play, a tournament where if you lose, you get kicked out.
mhm.
It doesn't allow draws. And if you go to overtime and it's still a draw,
The
the
kickoff,
character-
right?
yeah, they start kicking the fucking ball. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it goes into overtime, I believe, twice, and then it goes to a
Penalty
roll-off.
kicks.
Single
Yeah.
overtime and then penalty kicks.
Are you-
I was just wondering, it would be fun to experiment and see if you can actually manufacture a situation that
Yeah.
everyone is injured in the first 8 turns, and then see what happens, like for science.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you sure it's only a single overtime? I thought I've seen it go into double overtime.
No,
Single
double
overtime?
overtime is only in other I think kind of matches where I need to check the rules and I don't know, but there is something like double overtime as well. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so, taking a look, one problem that I can see right off the bat is if Soul of Dragonfire does become a wild card, if he has all those nigglings, he might just get eaten up in the playoff match.
I'm surprised that he isn't eaten up already. Like, what the hell are they doing at Division 2?
No, it's all fresh rolls, so I mean, they might not have Mighty Blow and all that
Still,
stuff.
it's AV7, which is so easy to foul with a niggling.
But you have to
It's
knock
basic-
them down, so if he's a good coach and he's got good placement and he's the one doing the knockdowns...
Look, I see, let's see, a Chaos team, an Orc team, they just have the base, survive, and punch. That's it.
Well, that means we're just gonna have to watch his next match and see what's going on here. We got Tiny Bubbles taking it up in second place with 4-2 and 0. The Neckbeards from Dash Schuttenheim with 4-1 and 1.
They also have a very interesting game.
Yes, they did. They had a very fun game. That was a good one to
They,
watch.
they still do. They didn't. They still do.
They what?
You said yes, they did, but they're still alive.
Yeah. The last game I watched though, that was pretty interesting though.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, my pleasure. Blackfire Loyalist is taking that
man.
up in the 4th place with his high elves, and then you got some
Black Raven
orcs.
Brawlers, which lost.
Yep, they're right behind though. They're
Yeah.
right here is
Then-
still pretty good fighting.
Then there's the Animal Farm. I'm curious how they are doing.
You want to take a look at
Chaos
their
team.
team?
Yeah, Chaos Team is always interesting to watch to see how they're like developing.
Oh yeah, because fresh chaos is really rough.
Oh yeah, it's
But
not-
they can always develop in like any way possible. Depends if they get like strength rolls or edge rolls or nothing at all.
all right. Well, we got
Look at that fucking beast. It's a strength 5 Chaos Warrior.
and we got a Niggling on the minnow.
Yeah, you can fire that bastard. He already has a new minnow in the name of Mr. Frederick.
Ah, that's true. That's a beast.
Also remember that I feel like the Minotaur is best early when you are as developed, because he's a little safe. He's very powerful and he can really punch and punish people. And to be fair, against many teams he can just stand still, basing a lot of people, and he's doing his job. You don't even have to do anything more than that. So when you get the Chaos team up and running and you get the levels and you get all the blocks and the mutations and stuff that makes the Chaos team well, you could replace the Minotaur with another Beastman, lower the team value, and get more utility.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you just put tentacles on his strength 5 guy now, and he's good to go.
Well,
And
yeah.
the thing is, the Minotaur is also a huge bloat of TV, and it's actually also very useful early on for Chaos, just to put Mighty Blow on everybody, like the 4 Chaos Warriors and the 8 Goats, and just roll with inducements.
Yeah, no, I agree. The minnow is just like the rat ogre. It's good to have early game, and then 86 it later.
Oh,
Well, that was cool sounding. So, but he's coming along quite well. He's got his team's kind of getting put together pretty well.
honestly, I would just go for Claw and hurt people, because then he can get more SVP.
I would just get rid of him. Period. He's got the niggling, and he's got his team's pretty. It's coming along to where they could actually if they lost the team V value that he's bloating, it'll actually be more beneficial, I think, for the next upcoming games.
Yeah, it actually is beneficial to just get rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some teams have a lot more utility from their big guys.
Hmm.
You could say that the lizards don't need their crocs, but he has the tail that adds a lot of control around.
Oh
Then
yeah.
you have the tree man is basically, don't hurt us, we are standing behind you. You take the shit for us, and then like he tanks and he just stands there and make the wood elves take less hits.
He literally stands there because they ain't moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But
The thing is, that's why the Yeti is also, in my opinion, a little bit better of a wild animal than the how's it called? Than the Mino, and that's also why the Red Ogre is better than the Mino, because the Red Ogre has prehensile tail and the Yeti has disturbing presence.
They got utility. Yeah, I 100%
Yeah.
agree. Moving down down, we got Surfs up.
Well, the Norse.
Doing
this is
a-
really the Norse. This is really the Norse heavy.
This is the
thing.
North heavy, yeah. Doing some good team development. We got some dwarfs. Resistance is feudal with Get Swiggy with it.
Go Bretonians!
Go Bretonians.
I have to say, Steven and the Dwarves, the guy who lost Steven, game 1.
there's so much bash in this division.
Oh, dude, the Ariel is all bash. It's the complete opposite of the G-Man.
You know what is funny though, and I just have to point it out for a second. Steven and the dwarf, the guy named Steven, had 3 rerolls and an apothecary, and didn't take a few of his positionals just to have the apothecary early on. And then Steven died into a dead apothecary reroll.
Oh,
In your face.
poor,
That's what the game
Murphy's,
said.
Murphy's Law in
Yeah.
action.
poor Steven.
Yep.
Now it's just the dwarfs.
And the dwarves.
And
that,
the
was just,
dwarf.
that was just bad. The puns, man.
The puns. Anyway,
Feudal.
we got one one rat man at the bottom, and then I got my fill-in team, and then the purple
Dwarf
leaders.
Fortress.
Yeah, they're my fill-in team. The
Another dwarf
force.
team.
Yep, another dwarf team.
You're trying to dwarf up the world, aren't you?
I am. I'm bringing blocks everywhere I go,
It's like the World Cup all over again, except I guess not anymore.
except not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just dwarfs. The World Cup dwarfs.
That team is just existent out of all the World Cup dwarves who got fired and just were looking for a new job.
Oh man. So the upcoming matches, we got I want to take a look at who is playing Soul of Dragonfire. Yeti to party. So rats off to you. Rats off to you. It's up to you to punch his team to oblivion.
Oh,
Rats-
Does
that's
he
not
have a
nice.
rat ogre or anything? Or is he
Let's
just
take a look.
gutter runners?
The rats off to you.
Soul of Dragonsfire is a nice coach, really nice.
Oh,
So
he's a great coach.
I know, but still.
Is
the fact
that why we need to destroy him?
No. I don't want him seeing destroyed. It's all that
It's because
niggling.
he's getting away with all that fucking niggling.
He's got a 1-turner there in that, well, yeah.
Yeah,
with
10
the,
movement.
gutter runner.
Okay, so we have a Red Ogre with Mighty Blow and ASE 1-turn, and my money is going to be on the rats.
Really? I don't know. Soul of Dragonfire has been getting away with it. Let's see how
You
long.
can't get away with it forever, like that's what the 99ers also were thinking, like, oh yeah, awesome start of the season, we're gonna get away with it.
Hey, they're gonna get away with it. And we're not
I
there
made
yet.
sure that they didn't, because I destroyed half of their team.
We'll see that when we get there. So that's gonna be my Division 2 match to watch right there. Is to kind of see what Yeti to party and Rats off Tuya does. He has a good chance with the Mighty Blow, especially that any one of those blocks on a Niggling, especially that Niggling Yeti, could be the last
Yeah.
block.
I'll be fair though, because I've been taking names left and right and I've been destroying teams left and right. I'm pretty much waiting for retaliation to happen right now.
Yeah, no one
Yes.
seemed to take any retaliation on you.
Just looking at the names of those two teams, anyone like gets this mental picture of like two teams of gentlemen being like, "You first, no, after you," like English gentlemen.
That's what you did with your last match versus those high elves.
Yeah.
You were just playing catch and a little bit of running around. That wasn't a Blood Bowl match, it was just a fucking baseball game.
I was gonna say it was more like tag football. You
I
go.
don't think Bob was not happy with that game.
No, Bob would not be happy with it.
And on that fateful day, Korn pissed blood because of anger.
I don't really see any crazy matchups that would be super one-sided. I mean, we have some Elves versus some Norse, which will be both have their strength, but everyone in this league or in this division is pretty
I want to
close.
see San Diego Blitzers actually win one because, come on, Mac, you're not a bad coach. What the hell are you doing?
Who is he up against? San Diego Blitzers, Surfs Up. That's going to
Surfs
be a
Up.
tough one. That coach, I played him the other day, and I actually thought I had it in the bag because I was KOing players left and right. But he played a good defense where he was able to switch and go from man-to-man to playing screens and slowing me down. So he's got a tough matchup against them. And with that silence, I'm going to carry on. So jumping over to the G-Man, we're going to start off with Division 1. Taking the...
I think I fell silent again.
Oh my goodness, yeah you did. And you came out and scared me. We,
6 days.
6 days. Hey, that's okay. My next 3 are days off, so... I mean, it's not that bad. At least I won't be at work.
Ouch.
Starting off at the G-Man Division 1, we got High Sales in position 1, 5-1-0 with 1850 team value. The only one as bloated as you is Walker Thought.
Did you find that lineman already?
I don't
Nope.
think he did.
More or less, my stance is that if I remove anything and rebuy it, he will still get around 100,000 or something inducements as the lizards. So I was thinking like I could give him like a free wizard because I have never had a problem with wizards for a long time due to my playstyle, and then I could just put everything that I'm unsure if I want to keep on the LOS, and if they survive, they get to stay on the team, and if they die, well, it was natural selection.
I guess wizards don't
Natural.
matter if you just score in 2 turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have two throwers. I just put them 2 spaces away from each other, give the weak one the ball, and then if he nukes the fucker, I pick it up with the long bong silver and do touchdown the same turn because he can throw at max range for 3+. Anyway.
Well, I did hear that wizard who killed the dwarf, Kilio, Philia, whatever it was, with a lightning bolt got promoted to High Wizard of the Empire's army, so we won't be seeing him anymore.
That's true. That's true. They watch these games, and when they see magic of that capability, a non-threatening lightning bolt turn deadly, they normally sweep
Yeah.
these wizards right out of there.
I just have problems seeing what I want to get rid of because there's so much fun on that team. So I'm just gonna put stuff on the LOS, and whatever survives, they get to stay.
Big T.
Hey,
That's a good way to haze your elves. I
I would-
mean, but you're wood elves, so none of them are going to survive in the end of the day.
it depends.
Well, they are too high to care.
Also, aren't you able to buy 2 trees?
With inducements, yeah, I think so.
No, I mean, in general, aren't? Who else
No,
able to get
no,
two
that's-
trees? Only
that's-
one.
The halflings. The halflings
Halflings.
can buy 2 trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
And
the
then
halflings are like a terrible team.
No, not if you can go 3 trees. The strategy 3 tree strategy.
And
I'm a
then-
halfling team, and I brought
3
Of course.
trees. What are you gonna do when
I
your
got-
LOS is 3 trees? Come at me, bro.
just look at the park I brought here to fight you.
They can have peasants and just, you know.
Alright.
Everything scary or remotely scary can have peasants, and I'll just ignore them.
think
Let's go further.
Yeah,
have
so
3 threes with guard.
3 trees with the guard. There's nothing you can do. You just be sad. So Hamboy's coming in second place. He's your closest competitor, 4-0-2. And I'm pretty sure he's still floating at a pretty low team value.
And this
doesn't
is not a,
have- He
What's
doesn't
up?
this is
have
not
a
a
lot of
Dota
Dota.
team.
No, yeah, Reddit.
What's up with these Dota teams?
I don't know. I don't mind it.
Rat
Ooh,
Dota. Do you know
another
what Rat
claw
Dota
vermin.
is?
There are
Everyone
so
has that.
There are so many Dota teams. There's not a single Smite or League of Legends team.
Yeah, but do you know what the term Rat Dota is?
No.
I don't know.
More or less, in Dota, you have to have character push up to the tower, otherwise it heals really fast.
I know that, though,
In the
that's-
backdooring.
Yeah.
So basically, what Rat Dota is, that you pick a character that can move from anywhere to the map to any other place on the map really fast, and then you go to where the team is not, and then you never engage, you just push and threaten and push and threaten and push and threaten for the entire game. And that's Rat
Fuck
Dota.
Furion.
Basically keep away.
Fuck Furion.
Yeah,
cute.
Furion is Rat Dota. Tinker is Rat Dota. So Skaven is Rat Dota.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a pretty good team, and he's managed to keep the TV value pretty low. I mean, the Storm Vermin with Claw is nice, and by nice I mean really good.
And then there's another one-turn gutter runner.
Yeah, we got a 1-turn. We got Agility 5, who can hand it
And
off
of
to the
course-
1-turner.
Of course,
I
the
think-
fucking one-turner. Yes, can I
think
see his
he
name
has-
again?
Weaver.
Yep.
Yep.
Every
Focus.
character is named after a Rat Dota character. So anyway,
Not all of them. Not fucking anti-mage.
yeah, he's really good at Rat Dota. You get fuck it. Anyway, I
Alright.
think he has lost a lot of his linemen because they look really undeveloped. They don't even have SPP, and it feels like very, very strange that with MVPs and stuff that they would never hit the linemen more or less. So he
Well-
must have lost a shit ton of them.
I'm thinking he might have been playing a really low team value to get the wizard every game, so he might just keep firing them if they level up, and really leaning hard on his positionals.
True.
This game, that's actually a really good strategy.
It
because
is.
The only persons you need leveled are the gutter runners.
Yeah,
I would say that you could have two people that level up. You have like one fowler that gets the fowler skills, and then you have a kicker. That's more or less.
a
the
kicker
two
would be
people
very
that-
helpful, especially
Yeah,
for a
that's the
Skaven
thing.
team.
The moment your fowler gets dirty player or sneaky git or both, it stops there. It's done. He doesn't get anything else.
No, yeah, that's exactly right. He's got to stay there. If he levels up, he's got to get fired, because
Yep,
he's just a
then you gotta
bloat.
go start again.
Yep, start again. So that could be a possibility, because his team value has been low this whole season, and I'm pretty sure he's doing it on purpose. That's the only thing I would think of. I doubt he's getting that many injuries on just linemen. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
let's carry on. I mean, that's a possibility. You know, who knows?
Walkathon's been having like a rough few weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he
I'm
went
pretty
from
sure-
top
yeah.
of the board to position 3, but he's still a real big threat because his team's mostly intact, and by mostly I mean it's the highest team value team, or second highest team value team. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's still doing fine. I mean, he's got JR token, which is a
Spooky.
dumb thrower. We got a spooky ghost. We got is that a Niggling?
Anyway, I'm also surprised how Reddit Red Dirt is actually before the developed Red team of Full Metal Cos. Fuck, what was his name again? The Belky? Shit. What was the name of the other Red team again? The Green Bay Packmasters.
Yeah, Full Metals,
Yeah.
Green Bay
He had,
Packmasters.
he had a rough game this past week. If anybody else watched that one.
I caught none of it, unfortunately.
That game ended in a hissy fit slash little bit of let's say argument in his stream, because that guy just came to Full Metal's stream to start arguing a little bit, which was like, okay.
Well,
It was more that he wanted to discuss the game, and during the game he was kind of like, if not smug, he was like very like, aha, ooh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Like something went well for him, which more and more grated on his nerves. And then when he came at the end, he didn't turn the game in so you could like change stuff. So he was just like, just do that so I can fix my team. Like, don't stall. I don't want to talk about it. Just fix it so I can like fix my team and do some other shit. And then they like talked about that, and I don't know.
Fucking Mickey
it-
Mouse. Fuck.
It was extremely diced game.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing is that this game is probably a candidate for Saltiest Coach Award.
oh yeah,
Yeah. This is one of those games.
nice. I always like to see. I might have to watch
Sportsmanship
it.
at the highest level.
Hey man, in e-gaming, that's what it's all about: is sportsmanship and being
I know,
salty.
man. I mean, I've grown this long of a beard because I'm that tired of that e-gaming shit.
Just for like the interesting part, Full Metal Cos has lost twice, and the only times he has lost the entire season is against two Wood Elf teams.
What are you trying to say here?
Yeah,
What else so scary?
he's taken down teams that he was expecting to like lose against, and then teams he kind of expects to walk. I guess he gets diced or something, and it's just I don't know.
Well, he's still in a good position. Being in 4th place with 3, 1, and 2 puts him right identically tied with Walkerthon. The only reason Walkerthon's above him is TV takes priority.
Actually, he's tied with the Cold Bloods too.
Except for High Sales obviously taking the
Huh.
lead, this league actually is very like balanced on wins and losses. Like this is a very balanced league. Anything can still happen in Division 1.
Yeah, the
More or less half the win-loss draw statistic is 2-1-3. It's like almost entire league has that.
one thing
like-
there's one team in here that's gonna it's gonna be terrible if they take a draw for no show is Stefan,
Yep.
because taking that extra draw right now, he's in a spot where he needs a win to put him back in closer to the top 4 so he can have a better shot of getting into playoffs, because he's been doing well. He's been playing a good season and he's got an interesting team. So
I believe in Stefan. I believe in you. Do something so that some Bretonians can get
It's
you well.
okay.
I don't really
Mr.
know what happened. Yeah, you could go on.
Mr. Macaron, you should play your game today.
Mr. Macaroni.
No, macarons. That's like little sweets. Which are
Ah.
around as French sweets.
Mm.
I don't really know about Stefan. When I played him, it went really well until some like dicing happened and some elf bullshit happened. I
Then you
think he used the wrong character and failed a dodge and basically made it so it was I was 2 ahead. After that, he didn't even try. He got the kickoff event that he could reposition all his characters to counter,
Mhm.
and he basically said meh and just pushed it away, and I made a touchdown without much competition, and he gave up on the game. I think that if he would have more team value and more leveled up characters if things like that don't happen.
With-
And you never know. If dicing happen, if you get that lucky break, you might still win.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you give up like halfway through the game and don't take advantage of stuff like perfect defense and things like that, well, you ain't gonna win. You're gonna get draws and losses.
Yeah.
I once met a player in Under League which actually had a very good sort of perception about it, and that is like in most games, what dicing starts to happen, like 70% of them, the dicing will turn around. Your opponent is going to get diced for the next half. So try to survive the dicing and start to get the momentum, and then get extra momentum because you still are like fighting and believing when the dicing to your opponent happens.
More or less, what this game is about is do as few rolls and as few risky stuff that you can, and then
When
put
you are getting diced.
then you put stuff up in a position where your enemy has to take the risks, and the more dice that the enemy rolls, the higher chance that he dies.
Yeah.
It's like poker. You gotta know when to go all in.
I mean,
I
Knorr does
always go all in. That's my big main problem.
but it's also why you're winning currently. So,
Yeah, but he could just.
all right, let's take a quick let's round this out, and then let's look at the weekly matchups for next week. So, Thorn and Company, 2, 1, and 3, still very much in it. His team value is lowered a little bit, but I think that's actually going to play to his advantage.
Under full charges, what are those?
They are
High elf
Did
team.
high elves, yeah.
Okay.
They
okay.
are more or less Elven Fantasy Light.
Elven Fantasy
Okay.
Light, gotcha.
Night Light.
They're also very much in it. 2, 1, 3. Orcian
They're-
Remnants is coming
Still
into.
holding strong after
Still
having
holding-
his injured every fucking time.
Yeah. Midsummer Nights was the one that was playing against the Full Metal, so he just pulled the W, so that's also putting him back in the running at the
They,
Any Man's game.
The Midsummer Nights are really letting me down at the moment, also because they got such bullshit war dances and they aren't really doing anything with them.
Oh, dang. We'll have to take a look at that in a second. Monsters of Rock, taking 13th, needs a couple wins to pull out of it. And
I'm
Blurston
sad that they have
Times.
the lows. I'm really sad that the Monsters of Rock are so low.
The thing is that I think that when that team gets a little more, heavy blows and tentacles and stuff like that, and some tackle, that team is going to destroy. Seeing that most of the teams in this league are elves or high agility teams, the second that more utility skills like that kick in, you're gonna get so much
Yeah.
more out of it.
Well,
Oh yeah, if they stay up, they're just gonna slaughter everything in the division next time around.
But it
I
won't be with
was-
Van Halen because Van Halen got killed by the Green Bay Packmasters.
I was gonna say, if they get demoted to Division 2, they are going to be for sure the big boy in a small park, just because they already have some Mighty Blow. So
But knowing how people always drop off and other people join and you get like new people and so on, I think if they get demoted, there's a big chance they're going to get promoted by
yeah,
default anyway.
we will
So,
see.
you know.
I'm really hoping next season we're gonna jump back to 3 divisions again, and that way Division 1 can stay that fresh roll, Division 2 will stay that intermediate tier, and Division 1 will be our titans of industry.
Okay.
All right, so here's the next week's schedule. We got Lizard
interesting.
Worms. Huh?
Not interesting.
Not interesting. What are you talking about? Everything's interesting. Everything's so close.
I know, but I am just going to give my personal opinion about wanting to see this match or not.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you don't think this one's interesting?
I don't think so. Unless like really nice bullshit happens, like with lots of death and stuff like that. I think this will be a standard lizards versus elves sort of
I
thing.
think this league lacks a lot of assassins.
Yeah.
I don't know. With so many teams with low team value, why the hell is
yeah,
there
we have
no assassins?
I think
I
we
see
brought that
as
up.
well.
I
They
think-
would literally kill in this league.
I think we brought that up last time.
Yeah.
Me and you, Gengar. I think we were talking about it. We were like, if someone had a dark elf team and had 2 of the assassins and enough to get the other assassin for inducements, they could totally go to
mean-
town.
Even one
Walk the league.
assassin even one assassin isn't bad because basically you need to hire him. You need to give him 2 touchdowns, which isn't too hard with agility 4, movement 6,
Mhm.
and then you can get multi-stab because multi-block works with stab.
Yeah. And then he becomes
That's-
dangerous.
Yeah, and
you
then
put
you
them
know
in the
it just
middle.
yeah. Oh, you know when you're playing lizards, just let them run around to Sauruses, let them get to 2 skinks, blitz with them, and then stab.
Stab, stab. All right, so let's carry on. We got we got Toskai versus Reddit Ratadote. This one could be really interesting, I think.
Yeah,
He's going to be
this
giving
could
up
be
that
interesting.
lizard though, but the touchdowns will be for days.
There will be a
Oh,
lot of
God.
inducements.
It'll
Yeah.
be like the one you just covered, and there'll be like 6 touchdowns in the game, and it'll be ridiculous.
Well, the rest have a 1 turn, and then you will get loads of inducements while the elves are still having that bullshit thrower.
I was gonna say it's going to be definitely the pressure's going to be on Toast. He's going to have a really hard match because the inducements are really going to stack against him. Fireball and Lightning Bolt plus the bribes if he takes them.
Next match is also maybe a very fun one to see.
Oh, Thorn and Company versus Midsummer Nights. Yeah, there's a good chance that those BS war dancers you were talking about can take a boo boo.
I think lots of elves are able to get murdered if Torren gets his game. Like he probably should be fuming right now with rages because of my bounty on his like runner and the fact that a lot of his dwarves died. But he's like trying to build them up. A lot of them are really capable killers again, and he's fighting wood elves now. The wood elves should be pissing their pants right about now.
I was gonna
I don't-
say this is
I don't think that there are any bounties on the other Wood Elf team's bullshit players, but there is actually a bounty for the first time on high sales.
Yeah.
Bong Silver.
yeah.
Yeah, so you see that dwarf with the piling on? That's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say this is for both of these teams. This is a crucial match because I just dropped the
Yeah, they
Midsummer
both-
Midsummer Night just made a win, and they need to get another win to put them up closer to the top 4
Yep.
if they want to make playoffs. Thorn and
But Thorn
Company
and Company-
needs a win as well to get himself back up to where the playoffs are.
They're both at 2-1-3.
And they're both at the same team value, so there's no inducements to save Midsummer Nights, no lightning bolts or anything.
This is a very classical and good Blood Bowl matchup, and this will be an interesting match to watch.
All
You
right.
just want to see the Midsummer Nights burn and bleed.
No, I like Thorn and Company. I'm rooting for the dwarfs just because I like dwarfs. That's the team I play for the most part. Dwarfs, humans, and lizards. Out of the ones we have available, but he's had a really rough season, and he really needs a good match to come back. And this is a match that if he gets good armor breaks, he will get a lot of SPP back.
Yeah.
He could take a win, which will put him back up into the playoff positioning. So it's a good match for him.
And I'm
My-
just a
my
pure bash coach. I just like to see elves bleed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that as the only other Wood Elf coach in the league, I have this perverse love seeing other elves get hurt when they are not my elves. So I just want to see the dwarfs kick the shit out of them just for shits and giggles.
Oh man.
Are you sure that you don't want to paint all of your elves with a purple color? Because of the masochism going on with your team?
Ah,
I think they are too stoked out on drugs to even figure out which color to actually use.
well,
They also could go for like dark green and call themselves Dark Eldars.
Speaking of which, though, you might get a bit of a beating this week because you're against the Lizardmen team, aren't you?
Yes,
Mountain
that's why I said that.
Coldbloods. Oh
That's
yeah.
why I said that I'm gonna put stuff on the LOS, and natural selection is gonna help me select what I should keep on my team.
Dang.
Now Francis is going to survive because of that.
Now, I don't want it to go unsaid and seem like we're all rooting for Thorn, because Midsummer Nights can definitely still run around the dwarfs and score.
Yeah.
And
Open up their team so you can see the fabled war dancers.
I already did. Were you guys not
I
paying
didn't see-
attention?
I didn't see that.
What? Nope, now no one's ever gonna see it ever again. One of them's missed next game, so he's gonna be down one, and he lost the
And
movement.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the work of Full Metal, I think.
But
Good
I don't
foul.
think that's a big deal. You get the minus movement, yes,
Yeah.
but he's still 7 movement, which is a respectable distance. I think that as long as nothing else happens to him, he still has mighty blow, and that's like something that's really good on a war dancer.
Well, actually, that is something, because I didn't take that into play. That means he will actually be giving up some inducements to Thorn and Company.
I just see something amazing.
Huh.
Look at that tree man. He's
Yeah, he's
blocked.
got block. He's got a block treatment.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And he's got a block strength 4 lineman as well, which is also super helpful.
I only have wrestle. I'm
Shh.
sad.
Strip ball's unfortunately not going to help him with the runners having sure hands already from the get-go.
We only got a wrestler on high sales.
A wrestler. But should be an interesting match. Let's
I
back
should
out
get
of
him a
this
Lucha Libre mask.
You could do that as merchandising instead of a T-shirt.
So Monsters of Rock versus the Chargers.
It's going to be a standard low tier high elf versus a little bit developed chaos. I mean, it could be interesting if Snuffle goes berserk, but seeing how the chaos is not developed into full bash yet, I think this will be a mediocre match.
Mediocre match. And then we got
2-1 grind.
High Sales versus Cold Bloods, which will be interesting for High Sales because he's got a giant target on your back, don't you, my friend?
I would say
Yeah.
that game is going to be a mix of touchdowns and blood.
Another good one to
I'm
look
still-
out for.
This is why I'm going to call it good mediocre, because normally I'd rate this mediocre, but knowing how Venajar just goes for the statistics and the many touchdowns, I'll give it a good mediocre.
So cruel.
All right, then we got Stefan versus Orkin Remnants. I don't know what to think about this match. It could go kind of either way. He's going to be giving up quite a bit of inducements.
With those
And-
Bretonians, you never know because of their weird tactics, so this is something I can't rate.
Well, it's not even just the weird tactics. He already plays weird too, with his weird
Yeah,
tactics.
he's got his like. Isn't he the one with the strength for?
For peasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength
Cheer-
4 peasant, pretty
Represent.
beefy blitzers. So it can go either way. And then we're gonna finish up with Elven Fantasy versus the Green Bay Pack Masters.
And Metal
We
doesn't
had-
have his thrower. I
Yeah,
think
but
that-
we had a 3-4 game last week, and we're gonna have a 3-4 game with this match this week.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Elven Fantasy and the Rats is going to be like one of the more fun games to watch this week.
I think so.
I think so.
I think
It's going to be both of them. If you look at what they have, the Elven Fantasy guys, he has a very good thrower, and he has very developed catchers, as well as some guard and the block stuff. So, and
Yeah.
with a team with fairly high movement.
Well,
Then you have the Rats. They also have high movements and very good positionals to move the ball in the gutter runners. But if he has two monsters when it comes to bashing also, if you look, and he has just now got the tackle on his killer. So this game is going to be bashy as hell, in my opinion.
I think so, and I think there's going to be a heck lot of fouling. I think with the inducements that he's going to get, if he can get a wizard and a bribe, I'm going to see it. But
It's
he's already
going to be fun, yeah.
he's already
He's gonna
got
take a
4.
bribe over a wizard if he has to choose, I think.
I don't think so, because he's already got extra players on the bench to foul with.
Yep.
So
But he doesn't have a fouling piece yet because he pointed this out on stream as well. He has 5 SPP, 5 SPP, 5 SPP, and all those linemans. He basically has to play a game of red ball versus the normal line rats.
yeah, or just hope for injuries on the blocks they get,
Yeah.
or another MVP.
It's
He
going to
got
have to be
minus
passes like those
AV
fuckers.
on the thrower though.
Yes. You
Yeah,
gotta-
it happened when he wasn't even like at the computer. He was like, hold on a second, and they had to go fix his curtains or something. And the second he left, the elf guy blitzed and injured him, and he didn't come back for the apothecary in time.
Oh, that's a
But-
bummer.
I
Then
would
again,
be salty.
I think he said that he wouldn't have apothecary that anyway.
Probably.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, the
you-
thrower's got his extra reroll though, and I think he was gonna get rid of one of his rerolls because of that.
I was talking to him when we were discussing. I asked him for help in trimming the fat on high sales and some tips and stuff, and we were discussing things like the rule of 5, if you know what that is, where you
Yeah.
you want to defend at most 5 players on your team, and the rest are expendable. If you think about his team, he has 6 people that he should be looking out for: the gutter runners and the extremely disgusting blitzers. So if you take away one of the gutter runners and focus on 5 of those other players, the catcher, the thrower doesn't fit in there. It is one of those pieces that it's good to have. He's probably gonna buy a new one.
Oh, no,
a new-
yeah.
a new thrower, because the thrower is a good piece. But he's not gonna focus on saving that when he could save the reroll to undead his super blitzer.
No, even if you've watched a lot of his matches, which I know both of you have, and I've watched some, he uses his thrower in a pinch as a meat shield all the time. He's
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Also-
gutter runner's in trouble. Go, thrower.
Also, he only has one blitzer, which is really important at the moment, which is Julius Caesar, because the other one's just a normal dude with mighty blow and block. I think
Yeah,
can make
yeah.
a tackle.
He
Like,
still needs
he's not
he still
that
needs to
important.
get leveled up. But
Well,
we're gonna move on and go to the G-Man Division 2 and wrap
Best
this bad
division.
boy up. Huh? What'd you
best
say?
division,
Best division.
yes.
Oh man, well it's a super close division, if that's what you mean. We got 4 teams. The top 4 are all 4-1-1 or 4-2-0. So you all are literally in the running for the first spot.
The Big Bang Bashes are at the moment my biggest threat, I think.
But this division is also a lot of bash.
Yeah, this is interesting,
Yes.
especially for the G-Man, because the last 2 seasons have been all passy pass, handy off. Well, that kind of sounded dirty, but
All of my next matches are going to be really interesting because I faced all of the edgy teams first. So I faced elves, rat, and now I gotta face all the bashy guys now that my team is up with strength. So this is really going to be interesting.
yeah.
I think that for the most part, people like some variation in their gameplay, and if you play 2 seasons of only playing teams that are like wood elves, high elves, and dark elves and stuff like that, I think that a lot of people, if they don't do well, there are some teams like Elven Fantasy, My High Sales, and other teams that do relatively well in most games. But there's always a few of those elf teams that never get off the ground. So either you have to restart them, or it's slowly grind out until you either get so good with the team yourself that you can outplay the issues the team has itself, or you get the SPP to get them going. And
I
some
think-
people might feel like it doesn't fit their play style or it's not working for them, so they want to change it up. And seeing that there were so many passy teams, introducing more bashy teams feels like a natural progression.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
and I think that's a good thing to do too because we need it. We need teams to kind of balance out the league. So
I think Oregon Remnants is one of those teams which are just crying it through at the moment.
all right. So taking a look at this, we got a really really close, tight knit top four. Right under it, we got Bleeding Hippie, and then in a fifth spot, which is also waiting for the next person to take a loss, which is going to happen since I think a couple of you guys play each other next week.
I play the Wu-Tang War Clan.
Okay. And then the rest of the league is pretty much really tight with 2 wins, and then 1 win, and then we got the bottom of the division, which is a dropout and someone who just came in.
Yeah.
So
But it's strong dropout. Like the priests can still get
the
like.
priests are definitely
So you're saying that the bottom of the league is utter nonsense?
well, he dropped out. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a joke.
Oh. Ah!
I enjoy how there's a token Bretonian team in every league. Just one.
Yeah, you gotta have one. It's actually part of our Bretonian Union rules.
Every league must have at least one Bretonian coach. If there are no Bretonian coaches, Gamba will pick a person to retire his team
And
he
make them
must become a
Bretonian.
Bretonian.
It's in the bylaws. You can look it up anytime. Let's take a quick look at the next week's schedule. The 99ers, I know for a fact, are going to be looking for some blood after their last week match.
That was
He
brutal.
still has a few players which are out for next match. So he's going to go in with a considerable amount of loners, I think.
Let's take a quick look and see.
You might get inducements for that though.
Well, he's sitting
Yeah.
at 1060, and he's gonna. Oh yeah, those are 2 big players that are gonna be sitting out. The agility 4 is gonna be He's definitely gonna be missing that as ball handler.
Wonder if he's gonna keep it. It is AV7 now.
I don't know.
It is 87 isn't the disaster, coming from both of us.
I was
Like,
gonna
we
say
both know that 87 is still doable.
I could see him holding on to it until he can find a suitable replacement, especially since his team value is still relatively low enough that where it
It's
won't be.
still an edgy up, so the moment he gets another edgy up, he might consider switching. But at the moment, there's actually no real reason to kick him. He just has to consider him as a wood elf.
Yeah, keep him a little more safe. Who is the heavy lights fingers?
Skaven.
Oh, is it Skaven?
Yep.
It's
It's that Skaven team who got a beating at the beginning, but are slowly grinding their way back up.
Hold on, let's find them really quickly. I want to take a quick look at
They
them.
got they got the same logo as Full Metal at the next step.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I know these teams out of my head because I've studied all of them intensely.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. He definitely took a little bit of a beating, especially with the strength 2 liner at, but it's coming around. We got some guard and some block. And these are the ones with the cool. There we go. We got a horn. Oh, we talked about this already. Yeah. Okay, so it's coming
Yeah.
back to me. So yeah, that could be a really interesting match. I don't think he's going to give away too much in the way of inducements though. Once he gets his 2 loners. So
As long as his Lalorats only are getting hurt, it's not a problem.
yeah, not at all.
So many jokes about that horny rat.
The horny
Yes.
rat.
I'm so horny right now.
Watch.
Oh,
You rat.
man, you rat, you.
Uh,
So we got the Nordic
okay, so
Superstars.
This is going to be a fun match because that coach, Mr. Raki, actually asked for like a few tips of inducements versus the bargain boosters because they are bringing that fucking death roller.
Oh yeah,
You guys need that in the first division
Uh,
to go run over some elves.
yeah.
And we
I don't want that
decided
shit. I don't want that shit in first division.
we
I just
decided
feel-
that we decided that the best option for this match would be getting Wilhelm Cheney.
Oh yeah, the claw. Get that claw.
No, but he's AV8 movement 8 versus
Yeah.
dwarves. Go catch that wolf.
That'll be fun to watch. I'll have to keep that on the radar.
with that movement speed, you could and strength, you could snipe random players at the edges.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Going for
Just
the
run
catchers
in,
as well.
You blitz with him every turn. Just run in, take one guy, smack him, and then like you run back and just put up on semi-elf wall.
Yeah. This is why this is going to be an interesting match, like Death Roller versus Wilhelm Chaney.
And that model looks awesome, by the way, for
Yeah.
the werewolf. So I'm really looking forward to see Necromantic and Undead and see what direction they go with the werewolves there. Because if
Well-
they are anything like him, it's gonna be a treat.
But without a jacket.
Without a jacket, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah, you know.
So next we got Gengar's team versus the Wu-Tang Orc Clan.
I'm curious if they are going to do their match now versus whoever they were supposed to play. Because if both of them are missing, then this could be just a concede for me.
It
I
could
am going
be.
to be active and available to play.
I know you always are. So let's jump down. We got Heretics of Lilith are gonna get a free win, so that will be nice for them. That will keep them up in their
Yep.
top 4 spot. We got the Big Bang Bashers versus Underworld's Chance, so we got some Chaos versus Lizards. I don't think Chaos has gotten a lot of Claw yet, which would be super helpful.
He
Compared
has
to
the
the
movement
free
8
ladders.
Beastman.
Oh shoot, yeah, and Agility 4.
Compared to the free ladders, all of these leagues are very like chaos light.
That's why a lot of people play
Very-
in leagues.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is you kind of need Chaos every now and then to help keep the TV down. But yeah, he's got a very scoring-heavy Chaos team, which is interesting to see.
No, this is really not the standard Chaos team. This is almost like an Elf team,
Yeah, yeah. It's
just with a lot of strength.
yeah,
Holy shit, he has 2 movement on that Beastman.
and Agility 4. Yeah. So that'll be a really interesting piece just to kind of keep track of and see what happens.
If that Beastman gets like block, sure hands, extra arms, extra heads, and maybe dodge or something, I mean, he can just make the perfect running piece.
And
Yeah.
if he becomes, if he makes him blue, it's fucking Sonic. Gotta go fast.
All right.
Gotta go fast.
We got after that we got Shadow Hill Cowboys versus maybe Orcs will work.
This will be an okay. It's like traditional Bash versus traditional Dark
Traditional
Elves.
Dodge, yeah. So that will be a kind of interesting match, and then
The Cowboys are having a lot of TV and a lot of development though, so they will really are going to give the Orcs a hard match.
let's take a look at that. Yeah. They got some mighty blows, so they have some. They have a couple threats for definitely a lot of scoring threats and some threats to remove some
1,
pieces.
2, 3, 4 blodges.
Is there anyone that's fielding? I know that there's one team in one division that has an assassin, but is there anyone fielding runners?
No, I don't think anybody's running a runner.
I think
That makes me
Eric-
sad. Dump off is the best skill.
They have lower armor value. I think that's why they are like rated lower in terms of like why they are not played. Most people would basically feel that the dump off is not worth it for the lower armor value. I think that's the reason, right?
Yeah. Well.
I was actually thinking of maybe getting dump off on my Norse throws, but then I went for Frenzy.
Full frenzy all the time. Well, finishing this up, we got the Priest versus the Sunbros. And depending if they play their match or not, who knows? He might be getting a free concede next week as well. So.
Yeah, because the Priests still have to play Wu-Tang War Clan, and neither of them actually said anything.
Yeah.
The Priests might be just sitting out because they had to, fall in.
That's true.
I don't know what they're planning. The Wu-Tang War Clan might have just disappeared from the face of the earth. I also have no idea what they're doing, because their team is looking very special.
Yeah, we will definitely find out. I reached out to the Priest, so we'll see what's going on. And that takes us to the end of the weekly roundup. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
I also want to say that I just want to show off one more time with my team.
No.
Just to... oh, no? Okay.
Yeah, you can show
Wait,
off.
have you muted someone in this chat, by the way? It looks
No,
like
that's because
he disappeared.
Oh, and he's gonna
Doesn't
come
have
back
to take care of some stuff.
as a spooky ghost. He's gonna come back.
I was just wondering because I was like, I hope he hasn't been sitting there like talking, thinking that we are assholes because we haven't answered.
No, I don't ever mute people. But this is a quick look at Gengar's team. He's got a Strength 4 Berserker, which is pretty gnarly, and he's got some Mighty Blow and some Guard and some other stuff, and that's his team. A lot of
bounty board the whole team.
bounty board the whole team.
Your
Now-
your repayment will be salt from Gengar himself.
His tears, his salty tears. Alright guys, that's gonna end it for us. I know it's a long video. I'm gonna try to put little tiny links in this one so you guys can skip to the divisions you want to see. Until next time, I'll see you guys all on the flippity flop. Farewell.
Farewell.